Hi guys, I'm Dom Corilla. People know me as a model, as an actor, and as a host. But before that, I was just Dom. I grew up in Las Piñas to a single mom where she was able to give me a great education and a great upbringing. As a kid, I was a very energetic and nerdy kid. I loved playing sports, but I preferred to be alone. I was a very antisocial kid, very introverted. And then a little bit later, my mom met my stepdad and they got married. And that's when things started to get better for my life. Things weren't always great because my mom always worked in Japan. So growing up, I was alone. I had people, my titos and titas and my cousins were around me, but my mom, not so much. Only on the days that mattered, like Christmas and my birthdays. I went to school in Southville International School where I was able to develop my English and have a great education. I met a lot of people from all over the world, so it helped me open my mind to diversity and the events around the world. After I graduated high school, I went to the States for college. That's where I really explored and got to really know myself more. I was able to be myself, experiment what I wanted to experiment on, whether it's clothes, whether it's hobbies. So, modeling. How did I get into modeling? Well, growing up, I didn't really think I was going to do modeling. Never had an idea about modeling. Never thought about it. But how it started was my mom told me that, I'm tall, I got some looks, so why don't I try modeling? So I hired a photographer and we did a outdoor shoot, just with my own clothes, and it was horrible. I looked at the pictures, it was horrible. I was so awkward. It was not something that I was proud to post. But eventually I just kept on doing it, practicing. The more you practice, the better you get at it. During those times, I was able to meet with other Filipino models in Los Angeles, where they were also starting. And so I just kind of learned from them. I learned from the people around me, from photographers. And eventually, I was able to meet the right person that would jumpstart my modeling career. And that was Mama J, Jonas Gafford. When I met Mama J, it was just a mutual friend that introduced me to him. And he was a very jolly person, always smiling. And then he added me on Instagram. And I was surprised that he had thousands and thousands of followers, so I knew he was going to be a great manager. And so he told me, why don't you try modeling in the Philippines? Maybe you'll make it there. I said, okay. So I told my parents about the opportunity and they were full support. So I was surprised that they were full support because that would mean I would have to go back to the Philippines. I just pulled the trigger, took a leap of faith, and that's when I started modeling in the Philippines. And at that time, that's when I took workshops. That's when I joined some competitions. Growing up, I was an introverted person, antisocial, but I learned to be able to be more confident with myself and be able to talk to different kinds of people. And so, here we are. The road to Mr. Global International. It hasn't always been easy, more like a roller coaster ride. It has its ups and downs. But before I'm competing in Mr. Global, I actually competed in an international pageant already, or international competition. It was Manhunt International back in 2020, before the pandemic. That one was a roller coaster ride. I only had 4 months of preparation, 4 months of experience in modeling. I didn't have any trainers. I had trainers, but not really a lot of experience with training. I always just did my own workouts, only practiced by myself. So it wasn't really, my skills weren't up to the task. But eventually, I was only able to get into top 16, which was still a big thing, a big deal. But for me, that was not what I was aiming for. I was aiming for at least top 5. Now, I was able to do a lot of commercials, 2 Jollibee commercials, a lot of cosmetic commercials and campaigns, a lot of runways. So I was able to practice my walk, practice my posing skills in the camera. I was also able to join another pageant for Mr. Pilipinas Worldwide, where I was able to meet my pageant brothers. And together we are going on this journey to get the crown for the Philippines. And back in Manhunt, I only had 4 months of experience. Going into Mr. Global, I have 4 years of experience. So let's see where this can take us. And hopefully we will get this crown for the Philippines.